Girl, I know you gon' be tight, you lost a boy like me. Never break bridges, girl, that ain't like me. You gon' want me back.
Hey guys, it's Raven. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my botched story. Yes, I was botched, unfortunately. How long ago? When I was like 18, maybe. I think I was 18 or 19 when I first did my boobs, and basically I was botched. So I'm gonna tell you guys everything, my whole boob job journey, because if you didn't know, I redid my boobies in October of last year, so it actually has been 6 months. Today makes 6 months post-op, so it's a great day to do my video. Okay, so let's get right into the video and spill the tea on why I had to redo my boobs. So when I was 18, little Raven wanted some boobies, so she went to a doctor, and the doctor said, oh yeah, of course I can give you boobs. Of course, like, just give me some money and we can do it for you. I'm just kidding, but yeah, so I went to a doctor's office, and my mistake, I went to only one doctor's office. I did not do my research. I just was like, okay, he seems cool, I'll just do it with him. Wrong. You should at least go to like 3 to 4 different doctors and feel out their vibe, feel out their style, look at their prices, look at their freaking Yelp reviews. Please look at the Yelp reviews, because some are very bad. And if you find me on a Yelp review for my first doctor, mind your business. Step 1, do your freaking research, because that was my mistake. I literally just went to the first doctor that I saw, and yeah, I was dumb and just wanted boobs. And I'm the kind of person where I'm just like, okay, let's do it now, let's do it now. And that actually gets me in trouble, obviously, sometimes. So what this doctor did to me was he gave me what you call a double bubble. So with a double bubble, you can only really see it bare. So luckily I was able to mask it with clothes and bikinis on. But basically what a double bubble is it's your crease from your new boobs and then still having the crease from your old boobs. So it's like a double bubble, it creates a bubble. So I unfortunately had a double bubble on both sides of my boobs, and it was absolutely terrible. It was really embarrassing. I didn't feel confident at all without my clothes on. I always saw tweets of people being like, I love walking around my house naked and being comfortable and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't relate, because I just felt so uncomfortable naked. And I even felt uncomfortable like not even wearing a bra, because they just felt so heavy and they felt just so like bleh. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but they just did not feel like lightweight and fun and good. But the double bubble was obviously the worst part about it, because it was a visible thing that you could see. My boobs were not round, they had this disgusting crease. So yeah, so I had to redo my boobies. So when I went to my doctor, the first doctor, and told him like, hey, like, look at this crease, it's a double bubble, like, I did my research, it's a double bubble. I was just like, is there anything that we can do to fix this? Like, what is this? Like, why is this happening? And he's like, oh, it's your fault. And I was like, it's my fault. It's my fault. So yeah, he told me it was my fault because I didn't massage my boobs well enough. And mind you, let's backtrack for a second. The day after I did my boobs, the day after, when you are swollen, they are so hard and tense, and they just don't feel good at all. He grabbed my boobs from the very bottom and brought them all the way up to my collarbone the day after. You can imagine how freaking painful that was. Again, never heard of a doctor doing that. So if your doctor does that, red flag. Yeah, he told me it was my fault. He said, I told you, you should have massaged more. You should have massaged more. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, how dare you tell me it's my fault? Like, you're the surgeon. Like, you should be able to know what you're doing and not give me visible bad results. Then he had me coming like once a week to do these ultrasound things that were supposed to break up the tissue. Did it for like 6 weeks, saw absolutely no results. So I stopped going because I was like, this is just wasting my time at this point. And so basically for the next 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, for the next 6 years, I just lived with myself with the double bubble boobs. They were disgusting, so embarrassing. And I'm only telling you guys this now because now they're good. But like, I really couldn't tell anybody any of this because I was so embarrassed. So the definition of a double bubble is it occurs when a breast implant sits lower than the old crease. So the new boob crease is lower than where my old one was. They're basically supposed to drop it down, but he had put the implant lower than my old crease, which creates a double bubble, a crease and your other crease, so you have 2 creases. It can occur when a breast implant is positioned below the old crease at surgery, okay? Not during massaging. So he told me that I got double bubble because I did a massage. Fast forward 6 years later, Raven is unhappy. She wants to fix her boobs. She doesn't feel confident when she's naked. And I'm not saying that in like a gross way, but like as a woman and like as a girl, like you want to feel comfortable and confident when you're naked. Like it's not even like a gross thing. Like I love now walking around my room, my house when no one's home, like naked. Like it just feels good to be confident in your skin and not feel like insecure. Like I wouldn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. Like it was really, really bad. If I changed in front of my friends, I would literally like turn and face the wall and they're like, Raven, like why are you doing that? Like we know what your body looks like we're all girls here. But I was just like, I'm so like self-conscious about my boobs. Like they just are so ugly. They just didn't feel good. So I really wanted to redo them. It meant a lot to me. So I went to CHING, who is the absolute best doctor in Hawaii. Hands freaking down. I'm in love with my experience there. I had the absolute best experience from the start to finish, like unbelievable. He gave me the boobs that I've always wanted. Literally the old doctor, he just like saw my already not nice boobs and just like made them bigger. But CHING like really cared about detail and he literally like reconstructed my entire boobs. Like they are new boobs. They look nothing like my original ones and nothing like the previous ones. But yeah, I went to CHING and my experience there was absolutely amazing. Something that I also didn't like from my first doctor is that and I'm not trying to like talk shit about him, like I'm not gonna put him on blast. However, if you live in Hawaii and you wanna know who I'm talking about, just for purposes so that you don't go there and waste your money and like waste everything, then you can DM me and I will tell you like personally and privately, only to save you guys. But I'm not gonna publicly say his name or bash him because yeah, but I did write a Yelp review. I just want girls to know because I actually found so many girls and I would like run into girls who went to him as well and they had the same thing. So there's a lot of girls who went to this doctor who have the double bubble and just so many complications. But anyways, another thing that I didn't like about that doctor was the day of the surgery when they put me to sleep, they literally like, I never got put to sleep before, so I had a lot of anxiety and I was like really nervous, and like in my head I was thinking like, you're gonna outdo it, like your mind is so strong that you're not gonna be able to go to sleep and like you're more powerful than the anesthesia, which is obviously false. But I was just like having a lot of anxiety, and so they literally just put the IV in my, they put the IV in my vein and we're just like, okay, you might get sleepy now. And I was like, wait, what is happening? And then the world turned in on me and I just blacked out. But I felt like that was such a bad way to go down because I'm like scared. I'm like, wait, what's happening? Like I literally like grabbed the chairs and I was like, wait, what? And I just remember the world like closing in on me and I went to sleep. Horrible experience, because then you're going into your surgery like all anxietied out and like scared, and that's not a way that you want to be, especially when you're getting work done. It's just horrible. So at CHING's, the anesthesiologist was with me the entire time. I met her like hours before my surgery. She came and talked to me. She gave me a whole spiel on how safe anesthesia is and that I can be comfortable with her, and she just was very, very comforting, and I felt very relaxed, way more than my first doctor. And then when it was time to actually put me to sleep, it wasn't an IV, it was a gas mask, which was a lot less scary because I was in control of it, because you just breathe to go to sleep. You breathe in the anesthesia rather than the IV. It just feels like the world is closing in on you. But she was very sweet. She's like, okay, think that you're at a happy place and you're like at the beach and hearing the waves, and just let yourself relax, and she's like, just take deep breaths. And I was just taking deep breaths, and then I just peacefully went to sleep. So much better of an experience at CHING's. Another thing that I'm not trying to bash, I'm really not, but another thing that my first doctor did was gave me implants that were way too big for my body, and it wasn't what we agreed on. And yeah, he gave me 450 cc's on both sides, which is just like, all boobs are different. Like it's very rare to get the same cc size on each side. So for him to just like put it in and just call it a day is literally what he did, and it's just not right. Like they were too big for my body. They like sticked out. There was a big gap in between. Now I'm literally like, obviously the sports bra is putting it together, but I don't have a huge gap. Like that was the first thing that I noticed right after surgery, is how amazing they looked, like right away. My first surgery, they looked crazy. They looked like 2 parking cones that were just like stuck and like so hard, and they were like that for weeks. I was just like walking around like with 2 cyclones on my freaking chest. But this time I was like, damn, like I'm ready to show these off already. Like they were so nice, like right off the bat. It was insane. But yeah, that's pretty much like the difference between the 2 doctors, is that CHING, he just really cares about detail. Everything he does is so detailed. He put in 2 different sizes. I think I have 410 and 360. So like that's such a big difference than just having 450 and 450. Like he just cares about detail. So I'm gonna answer the questions that I got on Instagram when I did the Q&A. So let's see. Did you go to the same surgeon? No. So the second surgeon was CHING. The first surgeon, if you want his name, DM me, only for purposes if you are gonna get a boob job. So I'm helping you out. How much was it this time? Okay, this one, it was more pricey only because I had to get a bunch of different things done. So I didn't just get new implants. I had to get a donut lift and some other thing. Frick, I'm so bad. I should probably know what it's called. But I know they had to do 3 things. So I had a donut lift, which is literally where they make your areolas super small, new implants, and they had to do something else. And I know that when they did my boob job, I was under for longer than they expected because the surgery was more complicated than they had thought, which just comes to show even more so that my doctor like did some weird shit. The first one, like my second doctor had to revise so much things because of him. Oh, so how much was it the second time? It came out to $16,000, 16 something. Yeah, usually boob jobs are around 8 to 10,000, but because they had to do extra things on me, it was more. But completely worth every penny. I'm so freaking happy. Like I'm so confident now and happy. So yeah. Price, do you feel that it's more saggier? No, not at all actually. So my first boobs, they were like more of like a sticking out implant. I'll put some pictures right here. You guys can see like my boobs are like sticking out, but these ones are more wide. So they're more like flat and wide, which I feel like is more natural, but I don't feel like they're saggy at all. How long was the recovery process? Pain level, effect on daily activities, etc. I would say the recovery process is about 2 weeks. For the first week, you pretty much can't do anything on your own. You can't lift your hands above your head, so you need somebody to wash your hair. You can't like hold anything heavy. You need somebody there with you. You definitely need a helping hand. But I would say after 2 weeks, you're pretty good. The pain level, you guys, I was not in any pain after my second surgery with CHING. There was no pain at all. And I do think it's because my boobs were already stretched out from my first one. So it wasn't that much of a thing on my body to handle, but the pain level, like I felt no pain at all. It was just uncomfortable sleeping because you have to sleep upright. So it's more so just like uncomfortable and frustrating because you want to do things that you can't do, but the pain is very minimal. How did you determine between saline and silicone? How did I determine? Honestly, I feel like just more doctors use silicone nowadays, so I'm just like more comfortable with it. Like saline is not that common for at least CHING. So I did silicone the first time, I had no problems, and I did silicone the second time. I don't want saline because I just don't like the idea of something being able to pop and burst. Like I know it's not harmful if it does burst, but I don't like that thought of something being able to burst. Scarring issue. I know it scars in the armpit. Were you able or planning to remove the scar? So my first time I went through the armpit and my scars went away, and now they're obviously back because I did it again. I'm not sure if they went through the same scar because I don't know where the other one was because it went away. But this is like 6 months and I still kind of like that line is the scar. But I'm not worried about it at all. And you can also get like laser removal for scars, and mine just went away on its own last time, so it should be fine. Over the muscle or under the muscle? So my first boob job, I went under the muscle, and that was wrong of him. I know it's more safe. People say it's safer to go under the muscle for like breastfeeding reasons and all kinds of reasons. But because I didn't have a naturally good shape for my original boobs. So my original boobs, as embarrassing as it is, I like don't even want to say this, but they weren't, let's just say they weren't very round. So when he put the implants below the muscle, he basically made my already not good shaped boobs just a bigger, not good shaped boobs, Whereas SHIM CHING, he now went above the muscle because now the boob takes the shape of the implant. And since I didn't have round boobs, now they're round because now they're the shape of the implant, if that makes sense. But if you already have a good shape boob, I would just recommend going under the muscle. But if you don't have a nice shape, and by nice shape, I just mean like round, like completely like a circle, because mine weren't that, go above. Honestly, like my first one definitely did, so I feel like my second one, it didn't get any worse, but my first boob job, what size were you before you ever got your breasts done? I was an A cup. Someone said, I love your second augmentation. It looks so gorgeous and natural. Thank you so much. So yeah, I definitely feel like my boobs are a lot more natural looking now. They fit better on my body. I don't feel so heavy, and I feel like they were making me look bigger, my first ones, and now like they just fit my body so well. But a lot of people, when I got my second boob job, they were like, oh my gosh, why did you get your boobs done? Like your boobs were so nice. Like people were really confused and like didn't know why I was getting them done again, because like I said, in clothes and bikinis they looked fine, but they weren't like nice, you know what I mean? They weren't like, ooh, those are some nice titties. So yeah, that is my little boob job story Q&A journey. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to DM me. I'm always here for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned and keep watching. If you didn't already, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell so you can get notified every time I post.
Got a new man, but he ain't like me. Fuck being in love, girl, your belly like me. Putting on the gloves like you're trying to fight me. You don't make the cut when I'm directing Spike Lee. Wasted all my time and that shit is pricey, yeah. You wasted all my time, devil in disguise.